What does it actually take to retire at 52? For us, it comes down to this number, $1,027,000. And here's the part that surprised even me. Even if the market earns 0% for the rest of our lives, this plan still never runs out. I'm Anthony, and in about 6 months, I'm walking away from work for good. My wife Ari is choosing to keep working for now, and that only makes our plan stronger. Let me show you every real number behind it. Real numbers retirement, no hype, no fluff, let's get into it. So here's how that number breaks down. Most of it is invested in retirement accounts and a brokerage. The rest is our townhouse, completely paid off, worth about $290,000. But before you assume anything, I want to be honest about how we got here. This did not happen overnight. There was no windfall, no inheritance, no lucky lottery ticket. This is the result of years of choosing over and over again to save instead of spend, to drive paid-off cars instead of chasing new ones, to live below our means even when it wasn't fun. It took discipline, it took real sacrifice, and above all, it took a written plan we actually stuck to. If you take one thing from this whole channel, take this. The number on the screen is just the scoreboard, the plan is the game, and the plan is what I'm going to show you. Here's what makes early retirement even possible. On the liability side, there is nothing. Zero mortgage, zero car loans, zero credit card debt. Both our vehicles are paid off. Now, we do use credit cards aggressively for the points and the travel perks, but here's the rule we never break. They're paid in full every single month. We treat them like debit cards, all of the rewards, none of the interest. When every monthly payment disappears, the amount you actually need to retire drops like a rock. This is the engine that built everything you just saw. A little over $12,000 comes in each month. Our fixed bills are about $3,000. That leaves a surplus north of $9,000. Now, I'll be honest, not every dollar of that gets invested. Some of it covers real life, the commute and staying out of state 3 days a week for my job, a few special trips, and the odds and ends of getting ourselves set up to actually retire. But the majority still goes straight to investing, not spending. That's a savings rate most people would call extreme. We don't. We decided a long time ago that buying our freedom was worth more than buying more stuff. That one habit repeated for years is the whole secret. And here's where a big chunk of it goes. For years, both of us funneled a large share of every paycheck into retirement plans, my 401k and 403b, and my wife's plans at her jobs too. That, more than anything, is what built the number you just saw. Today, it looks like this. Out of every paycheck, before I ever see a dollar, almost 20%, about $1,100 of my own money, goes straight into my 403b, and my employer adds another $300 on top. That's over $33,000 a year on autopilot. Ari's current employer just doesn't offer a plan anymore, so nothing comes out of her check right now. That's exactly why we manually move money into our treasury bridge instead, every couple of weeks. Same discipline, just a different bucket. Now here's the part I'll keep updating for you because the plan isn't finished, we're still funding the bridge. Every 2 weeks, a fresh deposit goes into our VUSXX Treasury Fund, and this time it was another $2,000. Since April, that adds up to $23,000 of new principal we've deliberately stacked and counting. Together with a one-time transfer we made from our savings into a Treasury ETF at Merrill, that makes up our roughly $120,000 cash and Treasury bridge. Watch that number climb with me every 2 weeks because retirement isn't a finish line we coasted to, it's one we're still sprinting at. Now the piece that quietly changes everything, and I want to be completely honest about it because not everyone has it. I'm a disabled Navy veteran rated at 80% by the VA that pays exactly $2,277.15 a month tax-free for life, and it rises with inflation every single year. Think about what that means. Before I sell a single share, that check already covers a big chunk of our expenses. It's a guaranteed income floor most early retirees just don't have. And if you're not a veteran, don't tune out. You'd build the same floor a different way with a bigger cash cushion, a pension, or a little part-time income. Watch how the piece works, not whether you can copy it exactly. We've got the net worth and the income. But retiring at 52 has one very real problem, and it's the question I get more than any other. The bulk of our money, over $600,000, is locked inside retirement accounts I legally can't touch until I'm 59 and a half without paying a 10% early withdrawal penalty. For me, that door doesn't open until January 2034. So there's a 7-year gap between the day I stop working and the day that money unlocks. Cross it wrong, and the whole plan falls apart. So here's how we cross it. I call it the bridge. A separate pot of cash and short-term treasuries, earning between 3.6 and 3.9% in accounts I can reach any day of the week. Its only job is to carry us from retirement day until those locked accounts open. And here's the elegant part. Because my VA income and my wife's paycheck cover most of the early years, the model barely touches it. Instead of draining, the bridge actually grows to around $159,000 by the time we reach 59 and a half. The safety net gets bigger while we wait. So when you pull it all together, the verdict the dashboard returns is simple, fully funded. And I don't model this with rose-colored glasses. 6% growth, taxes included, and 3% inflation built into our spending every single year, so we are not pretending our bills stay frozen. The plan assumes our monthly costs keep climbing with inflation over time, with room for new ones down the road, and it still holds. Every single year, our income covers those rising expenses, which means we never have to sell investments in a downturn just to pay the bills. Now, I know exactly what you're thinking because I thought it too. What if the market crashes the year after you retire? It's the single biggest fear in early retirement, so let's stress test it right here on the dashboard. Watch the chart. I've set our investment return to 0%, not a bad year, 0, for the rest of our lives. Even then, the plan still holds, all the way past age 96. Because my VA income and our savings cover the bills, we're never forced to sell in a downturn just to eat. That's the cushion a real plan buys you. It doesn't need the market to cooperate. And this is the number I promised you at the start, the one that surprised even me. Because we consistently spend less than we bring in, the portfolio doesn't just survive. It keeps climbing. It never runs out. Not at 70, not at 80, not even at 96 and beyond. Done right, early retirement isn't about slowly draining a tank to empty. It's about building something that quietly grows for the rest of your life. The last worry everyone raises is healthcare, and it's a fair one. Mine stays simple. The VA covers me with a low-cost dental plan on top. Ari is the real question. She's on my employer plan today, and her own job doesn't offer coverage. So the day I retire, she loses it, and we move her to a marketplace medical plan plus dental. Here's the upside, though. Our taxable income drops sharply in retirement, so we expect real subsidies to bring that cost way down. It's the one piece we solve differently than most families, and I'll give it a whole episode of its own. Oh, quick reminder, I am not a financial advisor, so please do your own research. That's the entire plan on one screen. Real numbers, no fluff, no hype. If this was useful, do me one favor. Tell me in the comments which number you want me to break down next. The budget, the bridge, or the healthcare math. Subscribe so you don't miss it, and I'll see you in the next one as we count this all the way down to retirement day.